So let's talk about 3 secrets that you can use to make more of your marketing. So today we're going to talk a little bit about your strategy, right? How are you approaching marketing? Your story, which is how are you communicating your story to the marketplace? And then your systems. How are you developing sort of infrastructure and systems on the marketing so that you can make it a business system like the other things in your practice? So let's talk a little bit about strategy. You know, one of my favorite questions to ask advisors when they call in me is, okay, that's great. You'll call me, you'll say, you know, this is what I want to talk about. And then I'll say something like, okay, where do you want to take the firm? Where do you want to take your life? And why? And you'd be surprised how often I get a pause. Not just with respect to life, but with respect to the business. There isn't necessarily a defined strategy. And in most cases, they're not a defined strategy for how the business growth and success is going to align with our personal growth and success. And so what tends to happen, and I know you know this already, because you all work in businesses or own them, is that you get up every day with the absolute best of intentions, and you go in the office and you've got a clear idea of what you want to do and what you need to accomplish. And then by 9:30 or 10 that day, things have sort of gone sideways. The downside of traveling to 2 countries and 3 states over spring break is that you get head colds. So what I'd like you to ask yourself with respect to your business, and in the way that that business aligns with your life, is where are you going? And the all-important question of why are you going there? Do you want to grow, to monetize the practice? Do you want to bring in partners? Do you want double-digit growth because it's an idea that you like? Do you have specific goals because they have personal meaning to you in terms of the things you want to do? That's always the foundation, because everything that you do from there should align with what you want to accomplish. This is what you do for clients. You always start with where are you going and why is it important to you? And then you bring in the expertise and the knowledge and then the skills and the tools that you need to make that happen. And so our approach is very much the same, which is secret number 1 is having a strategy. If you get into a car and you say, I want to go to the East Coast, you'll figure it out, as many of you have done. Many of you are successful. But there's a difference between saying, I want to go to the East Coast and sort of taking this meandering path, and then, or waking up every day and saying, I'm clear on my purpose and my vision and where I want to go and why, and I'm going to align all of my behaviors, my patterns, my actions, my resources, my staff, my time, my talent, and my treasure to those aims and objectives. And so I could spend an hour talking with you about all the research that supports that having a clear idea of where you want to go and why you want to get there is the big catalyst for sort of those shifts, right? But if you want to make it more practical, then the next question is, from a prospect and a growth and a marketing perspective, it's what I call the 5 pillars. And they are people, packaging, process, position, and planning. We're going to talk about a couple of these today. But the idea is this is the foundation that you can use to create a defined growth strategy. It's what I call a marketing GPS. Not GPS in terms of global positioning system, but GPS in terms of growth planning strategy. Where is it that I'm going? Why am I going there? And then how am I going to align my people, my packaging, my process, my market position, and my planning in ways that drive me to the outcomes that I want? And this is one of those sort of strategic things, and people sometimes get lost in it, or they don't feel like it's meaningful because it's not defined and tangible and measurable, at least not until you get to the end of the exercise. But if you don't know where you're going, right, one of my favorite quotes is from Alice in Wonderland, and the Cheshire Cat looks at Alice and says, it does not matter which road you take if you do not know where you are going. So a lot of the stuff that Jack said about, you know, sort of clients and money in motion and the value proposition, this really goes to that. Is there's no lack of clients or opportunity out there. Zero. I've got clients that grow, you know, 30, 40% a year. I've got clients that are multi-million-dollar firms. I've got clients that are little firms that just want a lot more time off. Anything you want to accomplish, you can. The mistake that most advisors make is they don't have a strategy that aligns their business actions, behaviors, patterns, people, staff, resources with the things they want to accomplish. So they come in every day, they get overwhelmed by the business, and they go to work. And they lose that strategic view. And that, as a result, you don't align all of the things we talked about with getting you there. And so you can work really hard and long, as many of you know, without having a clear path to where it is you're going. Why are we moving in this direction? What's the upside? Not just for the clients, but again, for you.